Hey, what up? What up? How y'all doing out there, man? I'm back. And you know, today is what um we call Thanksgiving, right? Um, and many people are, gathered with their families, having you know, big meals and watching the football games, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's awesome to spend time with your family and enjoy the presence of those that's dear to us, right? Especially in this day and time where social media has taken up the majority of our time. It's good to hang out with family, those you love. So, um, I personally don't celebrate Thanksgiving or any of these other um, holidays, because when you know history, not as it was taught to us in public school, but when you when you educate yourself on real history, because that's what you really have to do. We can't depend on a system that has an agenda to create slaves to teach us the truth. And if you don't know, um, public school and the curriculum and how it's ran today, how it's formatted, was created by uh, John D. Rockefeller. And he spent a lot of money to have a position to be able to control that. And he's quoted, um, I don't want a nation of thinkers, but a nation of workers. And so that's why the public school uh, was put into place to create a nation of workers, aka slaves. So now understanding that, you got to ask yourself, well, what are they teaching me and why? And I can go down a whole rabbit hole with that subject alone, but I'm gonna stick to the topic, which is, you know, the holidays, which many of us celebrate because we just go with the flow of things. Um, we just go with what they have given us, right? So history tells us that colonizers came, raped. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that, I guess, right? This sensitive culture with, you know, everything. Um, I'm gonna say it anyway. I might get shadow banned, but whatever. Colonizers came, raped, and murdered our people, and stole this land. Um, ate with them and deceived them to thinking that they were their friends. But they had a wicked plan to steal this land that we call America. And so Thanksgiving is in honor of that, in honor of those actions that was inflicted upon our people. Therefore, I don't celebrate it. Um, and some of you may be saying, well, what do you mean our people? Aren't you black or African American? Uh, aren't you? Aren't your people brought over here on slave ships? No, no. That's another topic too. But I am an indigenous American. I do not subscribe to the misnomers and the lies that the colonizers have placed on us. My people didn't come from Africa. My people been in the Americas forever. Yeah. So when I say my people, that's what I mean. The original inhabitants of the Americas, those who were here when Columbus so-called discovered this place, right? Although he just didn't stumble up on a landmass, and no, he knew where he was going. He was sent and he was on a mission. And when he got to these lands, he found the copper-colored races in this land. So that's what I mean by my people. But the way history has been taught, that's why I brought up the school system, because if you go to a foreign land, conquer the people, you go to a foreign land and find people thriving, living, and they also teach you how to cultivate the land and teach you how to be prosperous in this land and thrive and survive in this land. But you got a whole plan to overtake them. When you overtake them, and I hope, that's not any of you listening to this, but just imagine with me for a second. When you overtake them and you take over the educational system, where you are put in position to create curriculums and feed the generations coming, you're put in a position to feed them stories, right? And call it education. Not only that, you have an agenda to make a people feel inferior as you make yourself look superior. That right there alone would motivate you to lie about the history of these people, because knowledge of who they really are could be powerful. For my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? Ain't that what the book say? My people perish for lack of knowledge. So, that's why I don't celebrate, because I know what it is in honor of. And I'm against what was done and what happened to my people. Um, and for those who claim to believe in and follow the Most High, I submit to you, wouldn't it be great if we stop following the traditions of men and actually follow the oracles of Yah? Because that's what we're doing. That's what we have grown accustomed to. Here in America, we have grown accustomed to following the traditions of men rather than the oracles of Yah. See, and here's what I don't like about where we are as a people pertaining to the people of Yah. Most people, especially in the church and in Christianity, most subscribe to and faithfully participate in these man-made traditions that are called holidays, right? Not questioning it, just going along. And I see some of my people, starting to get it. I can remember telling people about Christmas and its origins and how we are not to celebrate these demonic activities and origins that we're unaware of. But when you, again, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And when you know better, you ought to do better, right? So I can remember, telling people, and they wouldn't like it. But I see some of the same people right now telling others and warning others, like, look, don't partake in this. I see some people warning others and shedding that light on others who, and these are people who I was warning and who were making excuses as to why they celebrated. They are now warning others. And I applaud that. I'm glad to see that, even if they never, tell me, brother, I appreciate you, whatever. I'm just happy to see that, they get it. But wouldn't it be nice if we followed the oracles of Yah? Like, again, most Christians, they follow these man-made holidays, celebrated faithfully. And it's all demonic, satanic, pagan origins. All of these holidays. And most Christians just celebrate it faithfully. But if you ask them about the feast, the holy feast of the Most High, most haven't even heard of it. Most would be like, well, what are you talking about? And these are people that go to these buildings that they call churches every Sunday. Which raises another question. Why come pastors are not teaching the people what the Most High wants and what the Most High said? He said to celebrate the feast. Yet you want to put a tree up that symbolizes Nimrod's penis. So be careful who you follow. Blind leading the blind. And some of these leaders aren't blind, they just are in agreement with religion and the continual deception of our people. Because there's pastors who are aware of the truth and continue to uphold the lies. Woe unto you, pastors. Woe unto you. Repent. So, I want to encourage you. It'll be challenging, especially when you are part of a family who faithfully participate in these festivities and holidays. It's hard to tell them, I don't celebrate no more. Because then they want you to justify it most of the time, and they got all these questions why and why you should, But I ask you this: who would you rather be pleasing to, the Most High or your family? We have to, at some point, draw a line in the sand. Especially when you know. When you know better, you ought to do better. But there's a lot of ignorance that smothers or prevent and hinder us from knowing the truth. And we tend to shut ourselves off from learning a lot of times because we are so accustomed to counting on a man. We're so accustomed to depending on a man to give us the truth, when we should study to show thyself approved unto Yah. It's my prayer that we get back to what Yah wants. That's my prayer. I won't throw stones at you for still participating in these holidays, but if you know better, you got to do better. Some of you don't know better. Some of you, just like many of us, we all have been taught lies. And until you go undo the lies and learn truth, you will move in an ignorant way. And so I understand that. And that's why I'm bringing and shedding light to this subject. Because we as a people, we got to get back to what Yah wants. So, hope that bless y'all today, man. Peace.